A circle divided into two halves. Attack and defense. Reader and defender. Kabaddi is not a game of love. Kabaddi is not a game of death. Kabaddi is not a game at all.
From the red dust of the Punjab to the Olympic stadiums of Europe, Kabaddi-Kabaddi-Kabaddi explores the Indian sport of Kabaddi and its place on the world stage of nationhood and belonging. In 1936, against a backdrop of Indian revolutionary fervour, two players compete for the Berlin Olympics and for the love of Azadeh, a freedom fighter and outcast with a troubled past. In 2012, at London's Olympic Stadium, their descendants wrestled to win favour once more, but with tragic consequences. Structured like two halves of a Kabaddi game, this production will recreate the raw physicality of combat in a compelling story of love and revenge that echoes through time. Pursued by a Bear, in co-production with Carly Theatre, are planning to tour in the autumn of 2012 and are looking for bookings in small to mid-scale venues across the country. My name is Grant Watson, and I'm Associate Director with Pursued by a Bear, and this is the writer of the piece, Tinder Choker, and we welcome any questions.
Not really awake, I think.
Hello. Hello. No, they're awake.
Yeah, they're awake.
You're awake.
Previous work, Pursued by a Bear, what have you done, and I'm seeking your pedigree.
Right, okay, well, at the moment, we're doing Fraser Graces. We play Kalashnikov in the woods by the lake, and we're just about to start touring that, and we're doing a run at Theatre 503 in October, and we're doing a regional tour after that. And we do a lot of work using film, so we're imagining that Kabaddi-Kabaddi-Kabaddi will use a lot of film within the production itself. Yeah, we've been going for 10 years. We've done various touring productions across the country.
Is it the first co-production at the company?
Yes, it's the first co-production with Carly Theatre. So we've done various co-productions with other companies, but we've got a relationship with Carly over the years. So yes, that's what we're embarking on.
And overseas touring?
Yes, we think that Kabaddi would do very well overseas because of the global aspect of the piece. and because we use a lot of film, it's using a lot of physical theatre in it, so we're going to have a lot of kabaddi moves and a lot of kabaddi battles taking place during the course of the play. So
it is a hugely popular sport in diaspora. So there are big tournaments all over the world, in England and Canada, America, Australia. It's a very kind of a hugely kind of cultural sport that Asian communities are very proud of. So I wanted to try to bring a lot of that out, and I think there's a lot of outreach in terms of that.
yeah, I think there's a lot of possibilities for outreach with we do a lot of physical workshops about the game itself as well as investigating the themes.
So key audience would be?
I think Asian audiences and audiences across the board, because of the two halves, it's set in the 1930s Punjab, so it's very much about the history of Punjabi communities, but the second half is set in London around the Olympics, so hopefully that has some sort of appeal. It's a bit of a complicated story, but it's three characters whose story is transposed to 21st century urban Britain. So it goes from rural Punjab to urban Britain, and they take on, it's exploring the lives of illegal immigrants on the Olympic site.
Very interesting.
Yeah, we've been planning to tour it in 2012 as well, of course, so there might be a few links with what's going on at the time.
And size of auditorium?
Small to middle scale, we're looking at it at the moment because we're looking at using quite large scale screens for the film, but those screens can also be reduced down in size. A lot of the work that we do is in various sized auditoriums, and we can sort of take a lot of screens to fit that.
And could it go into community venue of some sort that isn't necessarily an existing auditorium?
Yes, I think so. Yes, definitely. We would be able to tour everything that we need to be able to set up. So all the technical stuff we can do that.
Great. Has anybody thought of a question now? Well done.
Well, there's one.
This is a question for Satana, to dramaturgical one. What story do you want to write?
Sorry?
What story do you want to write? Because you've mentioned it's like the 1930s Punjab, and I'm confused.
Well, I think there's a story that connects between the two time periods, and I'm trying to use Kabaddi as a motif to connect the characters in one historical period to the characters in another. So, of course, I'm doing a lot of developing and exploring at the moment, but the idea is that because the roots of Kabaddi, it was a very nationalistic sport in colonial Punjab, and the way that the illegal immigrants who have come over from India and Pakistan and Bangladesh today, the way that they still use it as a form of cultural identity. For me, there's a lot of connections there that I'm looking into. So it's a story of struggle. It's using that motif of fight, of struggle, of battle. So it's about the struggle between these three characters, but also their struggle against the societies that they live in. We're going from colonialism to globalization and the role that the three characters have within those societies. So it's a big story at the moment, but I'm working on compressing it, and it's interesting enough. I feel like I need the two halves, though, definitely, to recreate the spirit and the structure and the game of Kabaddi.
So just a thought, have you thought about working with the BBC big screens? You've got all the big screens outside, you talked about the big screens, and then also that's linked to the Olympics as well, and it's also linked to big screens in outdoor spaces, which would lend itself to Kabaddi as well.
Yeah, I think that could be a really interesting idea, and certainly we're open to all kinds of possibilities like that with it. I mean, we're in development at the moment really with the play, and in my work, when I've worked in theatre and film, it always seems very useful to me. It always seems to work much better for me as you develop it organically alongside the play itself. Otherwise, one serves the other. So we would want to develop that with the play, and I think those possibilities are definitely there. And yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? I think so.
Put your audience on that. Anything more?
Tell us a bit more about the workshop. You're talking about an engagement program of sorts.
Yeah, we always do an outreach program with all of our work, and I'd imagine that with Kabaddi particularly, I think because it's a very physical game, Kabaddi, and I don't know if you know, but it's basically a wrestling game. I'm just about to try and demonstrate it right now. But it's a very sort of wrestling game where people, where teams try to attack and defend their territory. And that's one of the motives within the text itself. And I think that would be obviously that's a fantastic opportunity for outreach work to do workshops in the game itself and then bringing the team through the game. It's very physical. It's quite a robust game.
Yeah, it's a sport that thrives within Asian communities all over the country. I don't think the reason why I've sort of put it together with the Olympics is, there's a really interesting historical episode that an Indian team went from India to Berlin in 1936 to demonstrate Kabaddi at the Olympics, but it's never had Olympic status. And it's very much a sport that is played out in communities, and especially among illegal immigrants in this country. You have melas all around the country over the summer. Kabaddi is very much a rural and rootsy sport like that. So, I think there's just a lot of potential in terms of tapping into that and taking it into communities.
And no doubt, Kabaddi will be in the next Olympic
Well,
Games.
hopefully.